There comes a moment in every person's life when they stop and ask themselves a terrifying question. What am I really running for? Money, success, respect, attention? Or are we simply running because everyone else is running too? Every single day, millions of people wake up exhausted, chasing a finish line they don't even understand. They sacrifice their peace, their happiness, their families, their souls, just to stay ahead of classmates, ahead of co-workers, ahead of neighbors, ahead of strangers on the internet. But what if the race itself was never the point? What if the real meaning of life had nothing to do with being first? Tonight, I want to tell you a story about a boy who spent his entire life trying to defeat everyone around him until one race changed him forever. And maybe after hearing this story, it will change you too. This is the race called life. In a quiet village hidden between mountains and rivers, there lived a young boy named Kai. Kai was not born rich. He did not wear expensive clothes. He did not have powerful parents, but he had something dangerous inside him, an obsession. From the moment he was old enough to walk, he wanted to be better than everyone else, faster, smarter, stronger. When other children played together in the fields, Kai trained alone. When others laughed around fires at night, Kai practiced running under the moonlight. And every time he won something, every race, every game, every competition, he felt alive. The cheers of the crowd became addictive. The applause became his oxygen. Because deep inside, Kai feared something more than pain. He feared being ordinary. He feared being forgotten. One evening, after winning another small village race, Kai stood proudly while people celebrated around him. But among the crowd stood an old traveler. The man looked ancient. Wrinkles covered his face like cracks in stone. His robe was dusty from long journeys, but his eyes were calm, too calm. Everyone clapped for Kai except him. Kai noticed immediately, and for some reason, that silence bothered him more than losing ever could. The boy walked over proudly and said, "Did you not see me win?" The old man nodded gently. "I saw." "Then why do you not cheer like the others?" The old man stared at him quietly for a moment before replying, "Because I have seen many people win races." Kai frowned, and the old man spoke softly. Very few ever understand why they were running. That night, Kai could not sleep. The old man's words echoed inside his mind. "What do you mean, why I'm running?" he muttered to himself. "I run to win. Wasn't that obvious? Winning meant respect. Winning meant power. Winning meant becoming someone important." The next morning before sunrise, Kai ran harder than ever before. Through forests, through muddy roads, across freezing rivers. His lungs burned, his legs trembled, but he refused to stop because in his heart he believed one thing: if he became the greatest, nobody could ignore him again. Years passed. Kai became stronger, faster, more disciplined. He defeated every boy in the village. Eventually, people from nearby towns came to challenge him, and still he won. Every victory made the crowd louder. But strangely, the applause never lasted long. For a few moments people celebrated him. Then life moved on, and Kai was forced to chase the next victory, and the next, and the next, like a starving man searching for crumbs. Because success without peace is addiction, not happiness. But Kai did not realize this yet. One summer afternoon, the village announced the largest race in its history. Competitors traveled from distant lands. Strong men, skilled runners, warriors, athletes, everyone wanted the title. And Kai smiled. Finally, a challenge worthy of him. The entire village gathered. Music filled the streets. Children climbed rooftops to watch. And standing quietly beneath a tree was the old traveler once again. The race began. Dust exploded beneath pounding feet. The runners fought fiercely. Some collapsed halfway, others pushed through pain. But Kai ran like a storm. Every sacrifice, every lonely morning, Every painful training session led to this moment, and just before the finish line, he surged ahead. Victory again. The crowd erupted. People screamed his name. Kai! 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 But while everyone celebrated, Kai searched for only one reaction. The old man. And once again, the traveler remained silent. No applause, no smile, only calm eyes watching him carefully. Kai stormed toward him angrily. What more do you want from me? I beat everyone. The old man looked at the exhausted runners lying on the ground, then at Kai, and quietly said, Yes, you defeated them, but tell me, did you inspire them? Kai opened his mouth, but no words came out. Years continued to pass. Kai became famous far beyond his village. People admired him, young boys copied him, stories were told about him in distant towns. He had everything he once dreamed of, but something strange began happening. The higher he climbed, the lonelier he became. Friends stopped speaking honestly around him. People envied him secretly. Some feared him, others hated him quietly. Every conversation became competition. Every relationship became comparison. And one night, after another massive victory, Kai sat completely alone beside a river. No cheering, no crowd, no celebration, just silence. And for the first time, he admitted something terrifying to himself. He was unhappy. He had spent his entire life winning. So why did he feel empty? That was the night the old traveler returned. The old man sat beside him without speaking for several minutes. They simply listened to the sound of water flowing through the darkness. Then the old man finally asked, Kai, when was the last time you helped someone reach their finish line? Kai stared at the river silently. He had no answer, because the truth was painful. He had spent his entire life stepping over people, never beside them. The next morning, the old man invited Kai to one final race. Reluctantly, Kai agreed. The entire village gathered once more, but this race was different. Beside Kai stood two competitors, an elderly woman whose body shook from weakness, and a blind man holding a wooden stick carefully in trembling hands. Kai laughed bitterly. This is a joke. How can they race against me? The old man replied calmly, Life has never been about racing against the strong. The true test is what you do with the weak. The race began. Out of habit, Kai sprinted forward. Within moments, he crossed the finish line alone. He raised his arms proudly, but this time, the silence felt unbearable. Nobody cheered, nobody smiled. Even the children looked disappointed. Kai slowly lowered his arms, and suddenly, for the first time in his life, victory felt ugly. The old traveler walked toward him gently, then said, Again, but this time, do not run alone. Kai looked back toward the old woman and blind man standing helplessly at the starting line. Something inside him cracked. Slowly, he walked back. The blind man struggled to move. Kai took his hand. The old woman stumbled weakly. Kai supported her carefully, and together they began walking, not running, walking, slowly, step by step. The crowd watched in complete silence, and for the first time, Kai noticed things he had ignored his entire life. The blind man's fear, the old woman's exhaustion, the pain hidden inside ordinary people. Suddenly, the race no longer felt about speed. It felt human. And when the three finally crossed the finish line together, the entire village exploded with emotion. People cried openly. They cheered louder than ever before, not because someone won, but because someone chose kindness over pride. Kai felt tears forming in his own eyes, and quietly asked the old traveler, Who are they cheering for? The old man smiled warmly, then answered, They cheer for the part of you that finally became alive. Listen carefully, because this part matters. The world will teach you to compete every single day, to compare, to dominate, to prove yourself endlessly. And yes, work hard, dream big, become successful. There is nothing wrong with ambition, but never become so obsessed with reaching the top that you forget the people climbing beside you. Because one day, your life will end. And in your final moments, your trophies will not hold your hand, your money will not comfort you, your followers will not save you. The only thing that will matter is love. Who you helped, who you inspired, who became stronger because you existed. Did you leave people broken or better? Did your success create hope or envy? Because real greatness is not measured by how many people stand beneath you. Real greatness is measured by how many people rise because of you. So yes, run after your dreams. Run with discipline, run with courage, run with fire inside your soul. But while you run, look beside you. Someone is tired, someone is afraid, someone is losing hope. And maybe they do not need your money. Maybe they do not need your perfection. Maybe they simply need your hand. Because at the end of this race called life, the greatest victory is not crossing the finish line first. It is crossing it together. So tonight, before you sleep, ask yourself honestly, what kind of race am I running? And when tomorrow comes, run harder than ever before. Chase your dreams, become extraordinary, but never lose your humanity along the way. Because the world already has enough successful people. What it desperately needs is more people with good hearts. If this story touched your soul, subscribe to the channel. Comment below, what does success truly mean to you? And remember, in this race called life, how you run matters far more than whether you win. Stay humble, stay strong, and keep moving forward.